Hey, what's up, guys? We can all agree that Marvel Rivals has the potential to be the ultimate hero shooter, but there are still so many heroes missing from the roster. While there are already a ton of famous characters in the game, like Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, the community, and me included, would love to see even more of these heroes and villains we grew up with in the comics and the films. To that end, I've compiled a list of what I think are some of the most wanted additions to the game. From fan-made art, ability predictions, and even some honorable mentions for the ones that just didn't make the list. So who's making the cut, guys? You let me know. Will it be your favorite hero? Stick around and find out. Let's get straight into it. We're going to start with the honorable mentions. So I just want to make a quick note here. We're going to go quickly through the honorable mentions. I'm not going to go too in depth in why I put them there. Just going to go through them. So first honorable mention we have is
I was meant to be new. I was meant to be beautiful.
Ultron. I put him in honorable mentions because, if I'm not mistaken, the Marvel Rivals developers have already confirmed he's going to be in the game. It's only a matter of time before he's in the game. And, well, yeah, he's pretty cool. He's one of the coolest characters in the whole MCU, and I'd love to see him. Now, for the second honorable mention, we have Carnage. One of the coolest supervillains, and he would have a dope team up with Spider-Man and Venom. I'd love to see him in the game soon. And here we have fan-made ability kit. The creator is listed down there. You guys can take a look at it. But yeah, moving on to honorable mention number 3, we have Yondu. One of the most iconic Guardians of the Galaxy heroes. And, well, he has the potential to have one of the most unique abilities and kits. And yeah, that's about it. I just love Yondu, man. Who doesn't?
The high-end community is...
Now, for honorable mentions 4 and 5, I'm going to pair them up because these are 2 mutants,
It's time
Two
to fight
tanks.
dirty.
2 big boys. Yes, sir. We desperately need more tanks, and we desperately need more mutants. I just leave them here. Now, last but not least, Quicksilver. I just love this character from the movies, man. Who doesn't remember that iconic scene where he's saving all the X-Men from the mansion? That beautiful song in the back. But yeah, he's one of the most identifiable speedsters in Marvel. But yeah, man, that's about it. Now, we're going to start with the real list. Starting at number 10. This is a hero I'm very excited for. I've seen a lot of people excited for him in Reddit, Twitter, you name it. All types of communities. And yeah, our hero is none other than Cyclops. Here we have a fan-made art for the character, which I love. It just looks like the Marvel Rivals art. And we also have an ability sheet or a kit, also fan-made from another guy called Mojo E Doto. I love the kit. I love his lasers. I like that he has movement, and he could have an awesome team up with Wolverine, Storm, or maybe Invisible Woman. This guy said Invisible Woman. I just see a lot of it happening. I like the creativity that went into the kit. But yeah. And next up on the list, we have a fan favorite.
Something just flew in me!
Not Ant-Man, but Vision. We all know Vision very well, and we know he's a very poetic character.
You're afraid.
And relatively a pacifist. That's why, in my opinion, he should be a strategist, having the power of shielding and also healing allies. Here also we have a fan-made kit, in which he is a duelist. I am not in complete agreement with this, but I must admit the art is awesome. Shout out to the creator, Exceller8. Now, speaking of Exceller8, we move on to number 8 on our list, which is Dr. Octopus.
Of course!
You heard it right, fellas. I think Dr. Octopus would be a great addition to the team, with his iconic mechanical arms, offering unique close to mid-range combat and crowd control. His arms could grab, slam, or block, or even block attacks, making him a versatile tank or disruptor. Who just doesn't love Dr. Octopus, man?
Very well.
He's just a savvy, smart man. Now here we have his ability kit, created by XLR8 once again. Shout out to this guy for just making awesome designs. I love the abilities he added, including his telescopic design, which is more like a Venom passive, where he can climb his walls, and I just imagine him with great movement using his mechanical arms. Also here, XLR8 added this team up ability with Green Goblin. And I really like this team up ability because it grants them both movement boost, stun, and knockback, which is huge. Not a lot of heroes have crowd control abilities, especially tanks. But yes, I really think Dr. Octopus should be added to the game sooner rather than later. Now, moving on to number 7. We're almost there, guys. Stay tuned for the top 4, which I'm going to be more in depth on the ability since I created the kit. Just a little sneak peek. But yes, moving on to number 7, we have Daredevil. I definitely think it's a perfect fit with some of the existing cast like the Punisher. And well, he just got a new TV show released. I mean, new season released on Disney Plus or whatever. I definitely think he would view the game in a different color, maybe grayscale, or well, here's an example of fan art made by Jay Goodberry, which is, I think, maybe a little extreme, but he would straight up ignore invisibility characters like Invisible Woman and Psylocke are the ones that are on the top of my mind. But yeah, he would definitely be a duelist with, I don't know, fast pace, melee combat, maybe a couple of ranged options. But yeah, I think it would bring a breath of fresh air to the game. This is one of my personal favorites. Sadly, he doesn't have a fan-made kit. But yeah, I hope he comes soon. Now, moving on to number 6. This is a highly requested mutant that is very unique and if implemented well, could be a very fun hero. The hero I'm talking about is Nightcrawler. Here is a fan-made kit from Ghost of the Meta. I really love this kit. I just think it needs more attack abilities because it only has its primary attacks and its ultimate. But yeah, I love the team-up abilities with Storm and Wolverine, where they can teleport with him, or he can teleport to them. But yeah, I just think he could be a really great diver with all that movement. Having like a Doctor Strange portal, but only for him. I think that could be huge. And a really fun character, like I said, if implemented well. Now, we are into the top 5. And we start off with number 5. We have Green Goblin. Yes, only number 5.
But you can't do this to me.
Here is the art by Lord Depis. Shout out to this dude. It's amazing artwork. Green Goblin would absolutely be a blast to play with using his glider and his pumpkin bombs.
You're pathetically predictable. Like a moth to the flame.
Also, as a Spider-Man main, he would have the dopest voice lines, and I really think Willem Dafoe should be the voice actor for him.
Can Spider-Man come out to play?
And well, here we have the ability kit, once again by XCeller8. Having his pumpkin bombs be his primary attack would be so annoying like Squirrel Girl or... yeah. Also, the team up he included with Namor, I definitely do not agree since he is the second most broken character in the game after Bucky. But all around, I definitely think this is a must-add character to Marvel Rivals. He's a fan favorite. Everyone loves him. And we need more villains, man. We definitely need more villains. Now, moving on to number 4. One of my personal favorites, the Merc with a Mouth.
Oh, hello.
The art by Nakon E Art, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The kit I'm going to show you is by me. And playing to Deadpool's greatest strength. How annoying he is.
Cockshot!
He definitely is a harasser duelist. And the kind that you have to kill him quickly or he's going to be a nightmare. And going to make life miserable for your team. This kit gives him good mobility and harass. As well as an option to switch between stances, melee, or range. Also, a callback to all of his comics. His swords are called Hall and Oates. I personally think it would be a waste to not have Deadpool say things directly to the player throughout the game, referencing his fourth wall breaks in the movies.
I know, right?
And I'm gonna go through his kit slowly since I made this. His primary and secondary attacks are his dual-wielded swords and his akimbo pistols. Also, he has the ability to throw a chimichanga in there just to wreak some havoc. I chose the team-ups with Wolverine and Spider-Man. Wolverine gets a 100 HP boost. And Deadpool claims he has a better Spidey sense, called Common Sense, which I agree. His passives are his healing factor, which he's constantly healing, even in combat, and he can also choose to revive himself mid fight, or yeah, due to his healing factor. And the ultimate maximum effort shout out, you guys who know what I'm talking about. Now into the top 3, we have one of my personal favorites once again, Silver Surfer. With all the Fantastic Four all being added to the game, it only makes sense to add another iconic character that honestly has no haters.
Oh, that is cool.
The art in the picture is by Puro Pena 14 on Instagram, and the kid is my take on what he should be, a versatile support that requires a lot of wisdom to execute correctly. That's why he is a 5-star strategist. His passive is based around the Power Cosmic, which is an ability that appears in the comics. His kit involves around managing this power to use immediately or storing it to become empowered later on, which in the kit I call stacks. He has a lot of abilities that can really shine in a variety of situations, especially when paired with his free flight movement. He can heal, deal good damage, and even prevent enemies from using their abilities. However, he should require a high level of skill and positioning, as well as knowledge of maps and when to use his Power Cosmic stacks, or when to store them to become empowered later on. And yeah, I think it makes sense to have such a powerful character in the universe to require a high level of skill to execute, not being just a skillless character like Rocket. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about his kit in the comments below. I really took my time with this. But yeah. Now moving on to number 2. Drumroll please. And I chose Thanos. The art is by Tinman888, and the kit is mine, and it is based on what I envision him to be, which is a crowd control tank that fights obviously on the front lines. And well, starting off, a lot of people want his ult to be the snap, as it's so iconic. I agree, but to an extent. The randomness of how it would work would be a nightmare balance. Also, canonically, Doctor Strange has a time stone in the game, so it wouldn't make any sense. I also thought about giving him a passive ability in which he gains the stones throughout the game, but having a scaling character in a fast-paced game like Marvel Rivals does not make any sense at all. So what I did is I found a middle ground in which all of his 5 abilities are using different stones. Each complements his kit well, I think. His ult is unique that it can have 3 different effects, which mirrors how he can use the gauntlet in many ways. One of them would make enemies fight for you, kind of like in the Avengers movie. While the other is a callback to the scene where he drops the planet on Iron Man. Third ult is only available when teamed up with Doctor Strange, which would now make sense to have all 6 stones. Yes, I know I said no snap, but come on guys, it's Thanos. I had to. But I think I balanced it a bit though, with it only being available once per game and giving the enemy team a chance to fight it. It would feel like the final battle in Endgame, with everyone dropping what they're doing just to kill him. However, I gave it a radius, so that Thanos can't just leave spawn and pop it in a hidden location. So yeah, that's my idea for Thanos' kit. Let me know in the comments if you like it or hate it, or if you have any other ideas.
I am inevitable.
And now, the number 1 hero that needs to be added to Marvel Rivals. Put your guess down in the comments now, and if you get it right, I'll give you a big ol' kiss. And it's Ghost Rider. For a lot of people, no surprise here. One of the coolest characters in any piece of media. It's got to be Ghost Rider. Again, art by the very talented Tom9, and the kit I put a lot of thought into. What should the theme be for him? To me, the only answer is vengeance. He's really good at punishing divers and enemies who overextend into the backline, and also keeping them around to pay the price. Don't be greedy around Ghost Rider, especially with his passive of healing damage over time around himself. I also think being a vanguard suits his kit very well. His primary fire is of course his iconic chains, with his secondary fire involving him throwing them out to bind a character and preventing them from leaving his side. This combos well into his fire breathing ability, locking them down to deal the full amount of damage. Obviously, he can summon his motorcycle to gain more movement speed and protect his team from pushes. And last but not least, his ultimate has to be the infamous penance stare. And I made it so that players who get caught in it can't heal. I feel like it would be a good way to counter the meta right now, since the whole game is basically revolving around healer ults, and it makes sense for his theme and his skins. I also thought about making it do damage or debuff, but it might be too strong. I'm not sure. What do you think about it? And that's it, guys. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to check out the many talented artists whose work I put in the video. Do you agree, disagree, or let me know if your favorite character missed the list and why. I want to hear your thoughts about this amazing game and this amazing list. Also, shout out you guys if you made it this far in the video. Here's a little extra tip for you.
You recording?
Yes, Father.